secret has been told, guys. So now let's actually move on into the first thing that you were known for, which was the battling side of you, right? So like, let's talk about your first event and just mainly your journey.
Oh, my journey.
Let's start off with
So
the first event, like the one I think you said before that the first event was in like Sabah.
yes. So my first battle was in Sabah. That was very funny. A lot of people question me, were like, why go Sabah as your first battle? So it was actually a very funny story. I remember I got one of the beatboxers that I was following back then was Nobita Ben. I don't know if he still beatboxes, but yeah. I remember him reposting a photo of battle that was going on in a place called Center Point. Now, back then, I didn't know where was Center Point. Back then, I only knew one Center Point, which was like kind of like a shopping mall in front of my high school, and I thought they were going to do it over there. So I was very excited, and I was telling my friends and my parents. And when I told my parents was like a little bit doubtful in the sense that, is this true? Like, why would Center Point uh, do battle? So they did their own research, and that was something that I was supposed to do, but I didn't. And what happened was that I found out that the battle was in Sabah. So I remember telling my parents, Ibu, my parents, Ibu, sorry, but I found out the battle was in Sabah, so I don't think we should go. And then my mom was like, "What if I told you we bought tickets?" And yeah, that shit was like, that was like,
Okay.
yeah, no, honestly, it was. I was shocked. I was like, well, don't buy the ticket. And she's like, "Yo, oops, sorry, boy." And I was like, "Okay, I'm glad." So I was very shocked. That was the first time I joined the beatbox battle. I remember going to the event. And yeah, everybody, I was scared of everybody. I mean, I was fucking, bro, I was like wearing like fucking shit t-shirt with like a decolored hoodie, and then I was there sitting with my mom while everyone else is like
with your signature hat.
no, I was not wearing a hat.
Oh, you were not doing that time. Okay.
Yeah, the beanie wasn't there yet.
The signature beanie was in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very weird to be in that situation because there were a lot of beatboxers. They were all crumpled together, and like I was very shy and scared. And I was also the only one from Semenanjung in that battle. So when I joined, and yeah, again, this is my first battle, so I don't really know what to do. So yeah, but I remember going on stage and remember the first elimination, and yeah, I fucking killed it, man. I remember I still have the video in Facebook. Should I give the link on that? I'll give the link later. I will see that. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was the first time I beatboxed in front of people, in front of a large mass of people, and like it felt so fucking free, And then ever since then, yeah, I fucking loved beatboxing.
You see, guys, I see from Semenanjung, his first event dia pergi Sabah, guys. Apa? So what are you guys punya alasan after this? First event.
No alasan.
No alasan. You heard it from Artsy himself.
Damn.
So actually, okay, since that's how you started off, and you have been through, almost everywhere. You've been to Asia, you've been to Indonesia for Werewolf, for Asia Champs, you've been for Armageddon, the big event, the small ones. So what would be, just tell us one of your best experiences. Just generally, just event-wise or community thing, anything. Just one.
Well, obviously I don't have best. There's a lot of moments, throughout. I think every event I go to, there's always like a little gold nugget that to take from. I remember. I guess I'll tell this. I think this is one of my favorites. I remember waking up the next day after winning the vice champ for Armageddon 2016. This is so funny, bro. I remember waking up and then I remember wearing my the what do you call that? I have a signature like sweater, the red sweater with the negative on the side there.
Yeah.
That was actually the winning prize for Vice. That was the merch I won during Armageddon 2016. I remember going in the mirror, I looked at myself like, I'm Vice Armageddon champ. But
Oh,
I remember, but I'll tell you that I think that was like one of the because I used to, you know, I never saw anything special about myself as a beatboxer. You know, it's because a lot of people are always taking the spotlight, and then when I became vice, you know, that shit, you know, that made me feel like, oh man, I do have the potential to be a fucking great beatboxer. So I think that was like, maybe that was also the point of realization where I felt like I was meant for greatness in one way or another.
so it was more or less of a turning point for you.
I would say, yeah, I would definitely say that, yes.
Well, another turning point I think is when you slowly over the years slowed down in the solo category and started jumping into the tag team category with Hartzell.
I love that transition, man. That is fucking good, bro. I'll commend you for that as an interviewer. That's a good transition, bro.
So now let's talk about Pahlawan, right?
Okay, let's do that.
Because now everyone seems to know Pahlawan. Like when they think of you, they think of Hartzell. When they think of Hartzell, think of you. That it's sweet. It's sweet.
Yeah.
and then
That's
and then
funny.
and then you achieve so much with Pahlawan, you know, as a tag team
Yeah, it's
in a
crazy.
short time actually. So like yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, how did even Pahlawan came about in the first place?
Oh, actually, that one has a very controversial backstory, but I'll say it just because it's the facts. So, okay, so basically, I, you know, aside from having, you know, being that young beatboxer who's like growing, right? You have all these sort of ideas, and I remember back then I always have had ideas for routines, and you know, even sometimes music wise, I would actually like, you know, do music based on just beatboxing. But one of the things that frustrated me was that some of my ideas required another mouth to so to say.
Yeah.
And so I remember, yeah, I had the idea to do uh, a cover beat of Soban's. What's that? Do you hear that sound? And yeah, I was like searching for like a beatboxer who could help me on that. You know, so at the end, I remember I was like talking about it with Hartzell, and then we met up to do the video, and it was one of our first tag team videos together. After that, you know, when I posted that video and it got a lot of support, you know, the ideas, you know, came rushing more. You know, it's like, oh, damn, there's a lot more tag team ideas, and then from there, you know, we just made more routines, more routines, more routines, and then after that, we just decided, you know, we should just be a tag team. And then, yeah, even then, we also had a lot of name changes. Actually, no. We had one name change. After that, we settled with Pahlawan. But the first name change the first name that we had was the Principles, which was so shit. I don't know why I thought about
It doesn't even sound
Yes.
nice coming up from your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was not good. But then, luckily, I was like, you know what? Maybe Pahlawan. I remember. Oh yeah, no, I should give a big shout out to Ken, because I remember asking Ken about it,
For
and Ken was the one who actually came up with Pahlawan, and we settled with that. That shit's awesome.